EV Comply, simplifying your charge point installations.
So another week, another podcast, and I am very excited to say I'm joined with Jordan Farley from Artisan Electrics. Hey.
Hello, nice to be with you.
Yeah, lovely to be with you today. Thank you for your time on this, because I know you're a very busy guy. You're off shooting things, you're installing things, and now you're on our podcast.
It's a privilege. Thanks for having me on.
So we've got loads to talk about, but I think, the first thing that we'll touch upon is for our listeners, Jordan, what is Artisan Electrics for anyone who doesn't already know?
So we are electricians, first of all. So we do all sorts of electrical work, but we do a huge amount of electric vehicle charging right now. But there's another side to our business which makes us a little bit different, which is that we are YouTubers as well. So we post 3 videos a week all about the life of an electrician, the work that we do, kind of showcasing what we do, how we do it, and helping people to learn a bit more about, for example, electric vehicle charging, which is a huge growing part of our business now.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you do several installs a month, don't you, of charge points? How many would you say roughly, how many do you think you're doing a month?
We're doing about 20 a month at the moment, but it is growing fast.
I mean, that's obviously a massive part of the business now, isn't it? So I suppose you've got more right than anybody as you're on the ground working that scene and actually doing the installs. What do you think about the growth in the past kind of 1 to 2 years?
It's just exponential growth at the moment, really. I don't think anyone could have ever predicted how fast the uptake of electric vehicles would be, but certainly in the last 2 years particularly, it's been massive. And we've seen it from our side just in the number of inquiries that we're getting all the time for electric vehicle charging. We're getting so many calls every day from people wanting EV charge points installed. A lot of that is off the back of our YouTube videos, because we do quite a lot of informational videos helping people to understand what chargers are out there, what's involved in getting them installed, what does the customer need to know before they can get one installed. So that brings a lot of leads in for us, which is really nice. But in general, we're seeing so many contractors having the same thing, where they've positioned themselves as EV experts, and they're getting so many inquiries for EV charging points because people are buying EVs now. They want to help the transition to more sustainable forms of transport, and they're doing their bit for the environment, which is nice.
Now, the YouTube channel and your videos, let's touch upon that, because you very recently demoed and showcased our app here at EV Comply. We thank you for that, and it was great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we love EV Comply. We've been using it for quite a long time now. So we were really happy to partner with EV Comply on this video, because it's an app that helps us massively in our day-to-day running of the business, just to deal with all the complicated headache paperwork stuff that is involved in EV installs. Sometimes it makes life so much simpler for us. And I've been wanting to showcase it to our audience for a while, because we have lots of electricians who watch our videos week in, week out, and we're always looking to share with them things that can help them to make their life easier. And for us, EV Comply is one of those things. So it was really nice to be able to share that with the audience.
And it's a big audience, isn't it? And you've got about 89,000 subscribers now, is that right?
That's it. Yeah, it's growing fast. We're on target. We're aiming for 100,000 by the end of the year. That's our little goal that we're trying to achieve by the end of December.
Well, I have absolutely no doubt that you will do that. Are you going to, though, big question, get the balloons and do the whole influencer thing when you hit 100k?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a celebration, let's put it that way. I think there'll be a few bottles of champagne being opened, and we'll probably do a special little video for everyone as well as a celebration. We're kind of brainstorming ideas at the moment with the team about what we could do that would be quite an entertaining video for our 100k sub celebration video. So I'm sure there'll be something interesting coming out when that happens.
Are we jumping out of, planes, landing in EVs? I mean, what are we talking here? Is it a bit Bond-esque?
Yeah, definitely something, with a bit of action would be quite fun to do. Maybe a little bit of a race with a couple of EVs racing each other. Maybe the Tesla versus the electric transporter or something like that. That could be cool.
This is absolutely all the stuff that people want to see. Maybe you should put it to your subscribers and get them to vote what it is that you do as your kind of celebratory video. I'm sure they'd love to get involved with that.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome.
Now, you obviously, you're on the ground yourself. You work with chargers all the time, but you definitely go that extra mile, don't you, to ensure that the advice you're giving to your customers is correct.
Yeah, absolutely. For us, customers look to us as experts in the field. They're looking to us for advice more than anything about what charge point to get, how to go about it. This is a huge learning curve for a lot of people. They're buying their first electric vehicle and they're having to learn everything from scratch about how it works, how to charge it up and all that stuff. So we try to give as much help and advice as we can to customers to help them to make the right decision, because it's a big investment at the end of the day that they're making in the charging infrastructure, and they need to have something that's going to last a long time, that they can rely on every day to make sure that their vehicle gets charged up and they can go where they need to go. So I personally have got an EV. I use every day, and we've got an electric van as well as part of the company fleet, and I actually try and change my charge point every few months at home just to try out different brands. If something new comes to the market, I always like to be one of the first to try it out, see if it's any good, and then use it for a few weeks or months so that I can then genuinely say to customers, I've used this, I've tried it, it's great, or don't go for that one because it's not the best. That's something I like to be able to really say from experience to customers what they can rely on in terms of quality when it comes to charge points.
That's definitely a personal touch, but your neighbours must think you're very odd.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of holes in my wall now from all the different charge points that I've fitted as well.
They must be there twitching with the curtains going, he's doing it again, love. He's got another charger's going in.
Yeah, I should just keep every single one really and have like a wall with 17 different charging points on it, but there's not enough space.
And I'm sure your wife's very glad there isn't enough space, honestly.
Yeah, that would be a bit mad.
It absolutely would. So I suppose I can ask you this because you are in the industry, you're doing so well in the industry. Those people who have the reservations, I hear it a lot, you must too. People go, I was going to get an electric car, but we're not ready for it yet. And that does seem to be a strap line that a lot of people have kind of cottoned on to using because it's all I get, really. So what would your advice be, or words of wisdom, I suppose, to those people that are listening to this podcast now and they're possibly still a little unsure?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fear out there of the unknown, and that's the thing at the end of the day, because it's something new, people have got to get their heads around it. But my personal experience with EV and charging is that I've not had many issues at all, with the classic things that people say about like range anxiety and stuff like that. The EVs that are coming out now are excellent when it comes to range for most people, unless you're driving a ridiculous number of miles every day. The range is absolutely fine, and there's so many benefits of driving an EV that you don't really realize until you get in one and try it. One of the things I love is just how quiet they are. That's really nice. It makes the driving experience more relaxing, and some of the software features on them are just amazing. Plus the 0 to 60, my Tesla is just mind-blowing as well. So those little perks, I love it. And I think people have just got to kind of change their mindset a little bit to get used to the fact that, okay, you've got to plug it in at night when you get home to make sure it's charged up in the morning. But we do that with our mobile phones, so you just got to get into the habit of doing it with your car as well.
Absolutely. And having been in a Tesla, several, I can say that, the word fun springs to mind. And you don't get much fun as an adult, do you really? So actually, this new EV world is really enjoyable, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is awesome. And it is the future at the end of the day. This is the way things are going. So it's time to embrace it and make the most of this time that we're in now, because it's quite an exciting time of change.
Absolutely. And speaking of the future, what can we expect from yourselves at Artisan? I'm very excited to hear the answer to this one, Jordan. So what can we expect from you? What's in the next kind of 12-month window?
Yeah, I mean, we've got loads of exciting content coming up still on the channel. We're doing our best to kind of produce content that is entertaining and educational. We call it edutainment. So we try to make sure people enjoy watching our videos, that they're entertaining, but they also come away learning something and feel like they've benefited from watching the videos. We post 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. And we're going to keep trying to do that. And we've got some plans as well as a business. We're growing rapidly. We're trying to take on more electricians to get more great EV charging installations done. But we're also looking to be able to help train other electricians as well, because a lot of people look to us now for advice about how to get into EV charging as a part of their business. So we're working on things in the background to actually be able to help other electricians to get into the industry too.
Well, that is great stuff that you're doing that. If anyone listening now, would want to kind of get involved and possibly enroll, how can they do that?
And just subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on there. We post a lot on Instagram as well, so if somebody wants to get in touch with me, they can message me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help.
Great stuff. Well, we will put all the relevant links within the details of this podcast, and hopefully people will head on over. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can have a look at obviously the collab that's just been done there with the EV Comply app. You never know, that might help your business. We're pretty sure that it will. And also, we can get towards that 100k much quicker. So thank you so much to Jordan Farley from Artisan Electrics for chatting with me today, being on the podcast. As I say, do head over and watch the video and watch this space with regards to your YouTube page, because I think the best is yet to come.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got lots of exciting stuff ahead and we're looking forward to showing you more of what we do.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks for having me.